Welcome back to the English Room, a cozy place to practice real English without stress.
And today, Emma and I are talking about a feeling many English learners know very well.
You are ready to speak. You understand the question. You even know the answer in your mind.
But the moment someone looks at you and waits for your answer, your mind goes blank.
No words, no sentence, just silence.
And inside your head, you are thinking, I know this. Why can't I say it?
If this happens to you, you are not alone.
It does not mean your English is bad.
Today, we will help you understand why your mind goes blank in English.
And more importantly, what to say when it happens.
You will learn simple phrases, calming tricks, and real conversation tools.
So the next time your mind goes blank, you don't panic. You stay in the conversation.
First, let's say something important.
Okay, I think learners need this part.
Your mind going blank does not mean you forgot all your English.
It just feels like that in the moment.
Exactly. Sometimes your English is there, but stress blocks the door.
Stress blocks the door.
When you feel nervous, your brain tries to protect you. It becomes careful. It slows down.
And then I start thinking too much.
Yes. You think about grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, mistakes, and what the other person thinks.
That is a lot for one small conversation.
Exactly. So today, we will make it smaller.
Smaller feels easier.
If you enjoy learning English in this easy podcast style, subscribe to the English Room.
We help you practice real English in a safe and friendly way. Emma, what should I do first when my mind goes blank?
The first thing is simple. Do not rush.
Don't rush?
Yes. Many learners panic because they think they must answer immediately.
I do that. Someone asks me a question and I feel like I have 1 second to answer.
But in real conversation, a small pause is normal.
So silence for 1 second is not a disaster?
Not at all.
But what can I say during that pause?
Say, let me think.
Let me think.
Or, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
These phrases give your brain time.
So instead of freezing silently, I use a small phrase.
Exactly. A small phrase can save the moment.
Let's practice this in a real situation.
Okay, ask me something.
Leo, what do you like to do on weekends?
Let me think. I like to relax, watch movies, and go for a walk.
That was very natural.
The phrase "let me think" helped me breathe.
Yes, it gave you time without making the conversation awkward.
Can I use "that's a good question" too?
Of course. Let's try.
Okay,
What is one thing you want to improve this year?
that's a good question. I want to improve my English speaking because I want to feel more confident.
Beautiful answer.
And I did not need perfect grammar to answer.
Exactly. You stayed calm and communicated.
What if I don't understand the question?
That is the second reason your mind goes blank.
Sometimes I hear the words, but I don't catch the meaning.
Then don't pretend you understand.
Many learners do that because they feel embarrassed.
I know, but asking again is normal.
What should I say?
Sorry, could you say that again?
Sorry. Could you say that again?
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Sorry. I didn't catch that.
Could you speak a little slower?
Could you speak a little slower?
These phrases are not rude.
They are conversation tools.
Exactly.
They help the conversation continue. Let's imagine you are at a coffee shop.
Okay, a real-life pressure moment.
Hi, what can I get for you?
Sorry, could you say that again?
Of course. What would you like to order?
Could I get a medium latte, please?
Perfect.
That felt much better than just standing there confused.
Yes, you asked again politely, then answered.
So if my mind goes blank because I don't understand, I can ask for repetition.
Exactly.
I don't need to guess. I can ask.
That is real communication.
What if I understand the question, but I don't know the exact word?
That is very common.
Sometimes I know the idea, but I can't find the English word.
Then use simple words around the idea.
What do you mean?
If you forget the word umbrella, you can say, the thing you use when it rains.
That is actually useful.
If you forget receipt, you can say, the paper after I pay.
The paper after I pay.
If you forget reservation, say, I booked a table.
I booked a table.
You do not need one perfect word.
I can explain with simple words.
Yes, simple words can keep you speaking. There is a useful phrase for this.
I'm ready.
How can I say this?
How can I say this?
Or, I don't know the exact word, but...
I don't know the exact word, but...
Then explain your meaning with simple English.
Can we try?
Sure. Tell me about a suitcase, but pretend you forgot the word suitcase.
I don't know the exact word, but it is the big bag you use when you travel.
Excellent.
The other person will understand.
Most of the time, yes.
That takes away a lot of pressure.
Because communication is not about perfect words. It is about sharing meaning.
What about grammar? Sometimes I stop because I'm thinking, is this past tense? Is this present perfect?
That is another big reason the mind goes blank.
I try to make the sentence perfect before I speak.
And that can stop you from speaking at all.
So what should I do?
Use a simple sentence first, then add detail.
Simple sentence first.
Instead of waiting for a perfect sentence, say, I went to the park.
I went to the park.
Then add one detail. It was relaxing.
It was relaxing.
Now you have a complete answer.
I went to the park. It was relaxing.
Perfect. Short, clear, natural.
I don't need to build a long sentence immediately.
Let's practice answer plus one detail.
Okay.
How was your weekend?
It was nice. I stayed home and watched a movie.
Good. Short and clear.
Ask another one.
What did you do yesterday?
I worked in the morning. After that, I went for a walk.
Very natural.
This formula helps me when I don't know what to say.
Yes. Answer plus one detail.
Answer plus one detail.
If your mind goes blank, don't search for a perfect answer.
Start with one simple sentence.
Then add one detail.
What if someone asks for my opinion?
That can also make learners freeze.
Yes. Questions like, what do you think? Feel open and scary.
Then you need opinion starters.
Give me some.
I think.
I think.
In my opinion.
In my opinion.
For me.
For me.
These phrases help you begin.
Starting is the hardest part.
Exactly. Once you start, the rest becomes easier.
So instead of silence, I can say, I think?
Yes, it opens the sentence.
Let's try opinion practice.
Okay.
What do you think about learning English with podcasts?
I think it is helpful because I can listen and practice at the same time.
Nice answer.
Can I use for me?
Yes, try it.
For me, podcasts are useful because they make English feel more natural.
Excellent.
These starters stop the blank mind.
Exactly. They give your brain a first step.
It is like turning on the light before walking into a room.
Beautiful image, Leo.
Thank you. My English brain is waking up. What about phone calls? My mind goes blank faster on the phone.
That makes sense. On the phone, you cannot see the other person's face.
Yes, no face, no gestures, only voice.
So you need phone safety phrases.
I need those.
Sorry, the line is not very clear.
Sorry, the line is not very clear.
Could you repeat that, please?
Could you repeat that, please?
Could you send that to me in a message?
Could you send that to me in a message?
That last phrase is very useful.
Yes. If I miss the details, I can ask for a message.
Exactly. You are allowed to make communication easier. Now let's talk about small replies.
Small replies?
Yes. Sometimes your mind goes blank because you think you need a big answer.
That is true. I feel pressure to say something impressive.
But daily English often uses small replies.
Like what?
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
That sounds nice.
That sounds nice.
I see.
I see.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
These replies keep the conversation alive.
So I don't always need to create a big sentence.
Exactly. Small replies are real speaking.
Can we practice small replies in a conversation?
Yes. I'll tell you something and you respond naturally.
Okay.
I started a new job last week.
Oh, really? That sounds exciting.
Good. Now, another one.
Go ahead.
I was very tired yesterday, so I went to bed early.
I see. That makes sense.
Excellent.
These are easy, but they help so much.
Yes. When your mind goes blank, small replies can give you time.
And they show I am listening.
Exactly. Listening plus small replies is still conversation. Now, let's talk about confidence.
Ooh, this is important.
Many learners go blank because they judge themselves too quickly.
They speak one word and immediately think, that was wrong.
Yes, but speaking is not a test every time.
Speaking is not a test every time.
Real communication is messy sometimes.
Even in our first language, we pause, forget words, and change sentences.
Exactly.
So pausing in English is normal.
A pause is not failure. A pause is thinking.
A pause is not failure. A pause is thinking.
When you accept pauses, your mind becomes calmer.
And when I'm calmer, words come back.
Can we create a quick emergency plan for blank mind moments? Yes. Let's make a simple 3-step plan. I like plans. Step 1, breathe and use a time phrase. Let me think. Step 2, ask again if you need to. Sorry, could you say that again? Step 3, answer with one simple sentence. I think it was nice. Good. That is the emergency plan. Breathe, ask, answer simply. Exactly. That feels easy to remember and easy to use in real life. Let's practice the emergency plan.
Okay. Give me a question.
What kind of movies do you like?
Let me think. I like comedies because they help me relax.
Excellent. Another one.
Okay.
Why are you learning English?
That's a good question. I'm learning English because I want to speak with more confidence.
Very strong answer.
The time phrase helped me start.
Yes. Starting is half the battle.
If I can start, I can continue.
Exactly.
Blank mind does not have to stop the conversation.
Emma, I think this topic feels emotional.
Why do you say that?
Because when your mind goes blank, you can feel embarrassed.
Yes. Some learners feel like everyone is judging them.
But maybe the other person is just waiting.
Exactly. Most people are not thinking your English is bad.
They're just waiting for your idea.
Your idea matters more than your perfect sentence.
My idea matters more than my perfect sentence.
When you remember that, speaking becomes lighter.
I don't need to impress everyone.
No, you just need to communicate.
And one clear sentence is enough to begin.
Let's review what you learned today.
When your mind goes blank, do not rush.
Use time phrases like, let me think, or that's a good question.
If you don't understand, ask again. Could you say that again?
If you forget a word, explain it with simple English.
If grammar blocks you, use one simple sentence first.
If someone asks your opinion, start with, I think, for me, or in my opinion.
Use small replies like, oh, really? I see. And that makes sense.
And remember the emergency plan. Breathe, ask, answer simply.
Breathe.
Ask, answer simply. That plan can help you stay calm in real conversations.
Before we finish, let's give everyone a practice challenge. Yes, this week, practice 3 rescue phrases.
Number 1, let me think.
Number 2, sorry, could you say that again?
Number 3, I don't know the exact word, but
Practice saying them out loud.
not only reading them, say them.
Because speaking practice trains your mouth and your mind.
And write in the comments, which phrase will you use when your mind goes blank?
Let me think. Could you say that again? Or, I don't know the exact word, but choose one and make it yours. If your mind goes blank in English, please remember this.
You are not broken.
You are learning to speak under pressure, and that takes time.
Every pause is part of the process.
Every small answer is progress.
Every time you try, your speaking confidence grows.
If this episode helped you, give this video a like and subscribe to the English Room for more easy, real-life English conversations.
Your support helps us create more lessons that make English easier, warmer, and more useful for learners around the world.
Thank you for practicing with us today.
Keep speaking slowly, keep trying, and remember, one simple sentence is enough to start.
You are always welcome here in the English Room.
See you in the next episode.